Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Public invited for stargazing at Sahwa Public Garden in Muscat. Commercial establishment raided for selling used tires in Oman. Over Omani Rial 5 million compensation paid for traffic accidents in Oman. Shankar calls upon Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Jeddah. Lebanon on verge of becoming failed state amid economic, political and social fiasco. Egypt among most affected countries by climate change, says the minister. La Liga, Real Madrid clinch 4-1 win over Mallorca and go on top of table. Sri Lanka crowned champions of Asia after thrilling win over Pakistan in the DP World Asia Cup final. Those were the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. Oman Astronomical Society has invited people interested in astronomy to watch the moon and planets in Sahwa Public Garden on Monday evening. An astronomical gathering that includes several government and private agencies to observe the moon and planets will be held in the Sahwa Garden in the Vilayat of Seeb on Monday, September 12, 2022 from 6:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. The invitation is general to all, so do not miss the opportunity to see the moon and its craters, Saturn and its rings, Jupiter and its moons, the Society said in a statement. The Consumer Protection Authority has raided a commercial establishment for selling used tires in South Sharqiya Governorate. The Consumer Protection Department in South Sharqiya seizes a commercial establishment in the Vilayat of Sur that trades and sells used tires, which is in violation of Resolution number 257 by 2015 regarding the ban on trading used tires, CPA said in a statement. The total compensation paid by Oman's insurance companies for traffic accidents during the second quarter of 2022 amounted to more than 5 million Omani Rials. According to data published by the Capital Market Authority for the second quarter of 2022, the total number of minor and serious traffic accidents is about 19,335, including 15,526 minor accidents and 3,809 serious accidents. The data showed that the total number of claims for compensation during the same period of 2022 amounted to 22,433, including 16,219 claims for minor accidents which had material damage, 2,934 claims for serious accidents again for material damage, 3,197 claims for compensation for serious accidents which includes injuries and treatment expenses, and 83 claims for serious accidents or deaths. Those are the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international news. External Affairs Minister S. Shankar on Sunday met with the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud in Jeddah and appraised some of the bilateral ties between the two countries. Earlier in the day, Shankar met with the Saudi Foreign Minister Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud and co-chaired the Political, Security, Social and Cultural Committee of the India-Saudi Partnership Council. Shankar arrived on a two-day visit to Saudi Arabia starting Sunday, his first trip to Kingdom as India's External Affairs Minister. The two ministers will undertake a comprehensive review of the entire bilateral relationship and will discuss the progress under the four joint working groups of the PSSC Committee, namely Political and Consular, Legal and Security, Social and Cultural and Joint Committee on Defence Cooperation, the MEA had said earlier. The meetings of these groups and senior officials at the secretary level have been held over the past few months, the release added. Both sides will also discuss regional and international issues of mutual interest, including their cooperation at the United Nations, Group of 20 and Gulf Cooperation Council, the MEA said. During the visit, Shankar will also meet other Saudi dignitaries as well as the Secretary General of the Gulf Cooperation Council, Naif Falah Mubarak Al Hajraf. Both sides will review the bilateral relations and discuss ways to enhance them. The minister will also interact with the Indian community in Saudi Arabia. India-Saudi Arabia relations have strengthened considerably over the past few years, including in political, security, energy, trade, investment, health, food security, cultural and defense fields. The top leadership of both countries remain in close touch even during the COVID-19 pandemic. Lebanon is facing a full economic meltdown and is virtually on a precipice economically, politically and socially. Although it cannot yet be described as a failed state, it is on the verge of becoming one. A failed state can be described as a state that cannot protect its borders, cannot govern all its people on its territory, cannot provide basic utilities and services, and does not have a monopoly on the use of force or police itself. Lebanon is very close to fulfilling all these characteristics, as there are strong and well-armed groups such as Hezbollah who are arresting and imprisoning citizens, while the government is unable to police all the territory of the country or provide essential services such as water and electricity, which is supplied only 3 to 4 hours a day. The value of Lebanon's currency, the Lebanese pound, has lost more than 95% of its value compared to pre-crisis levels, and now 35,300 Lebanese pounds are equivalent to $1, while in the not-too-distant past, people were using dollars and Lebanese pounds interchangeably. A World Bank report says that Lebanon's real GDP is estimated to have declined by 10.5% in 2021 on the back of a 21.4% contraction in 2020, as policymakers still have not agreed on a plan to address the collapse of the country's development model. Subject to extraordinarily high uncertainty, the country's real GDP is projected to contract by a further 6.5% in 2022. Lebanon has witnessed a dramatic collapse in basic services driven by depleting foreign exchange reserves. According to the World Bank, Lebanon is facing one of the world's worst economic and financial crises in the last 150 years. Estimates now suggest that 75% of the population is struggling to put food on the table. The plight of Lebanese people is reflected quite clearly on Gallup's Negative Experience Index for 2021, which is a composite measure of people's daily experiences of sadness, stress, worry, anger, and physical pain. The Lebanese were the second unhappiest people in the world with 58 points, just behind the Afghans with 59 points. They were followed by Iraqis with 51 points, the inhabitants of Sierra Leone with 50, Jordanians with 48, and Turks with 46. Currently, Lebanon is desperately seeking a USD 3 billion loan to repay its foreign debt that has soared to 170% of its gross domestic product and has reached a draft agreement with the IMF, which, however, is conditional upon the government implementing far-reaching reforms. These including undertaking a comprehensive reform of the banking sector, investigating the disastrous management of the central bank, economic reforms, strong regulatory and oversight measures, and ensuring repayment of the loan. It is unlikely that the country's sectarian political system will agree to make the necessary reforms, as it may concern it is preservation of the privileges of the country's elite. Egyptian Minister of Water Resources and Irrigation Hani Soueilam said on Sunday that Egypt is one of the world's most affected countries by climate change. The Egyptian minister made the remarks during the opening session of an environmental and developmental forum on Egypt's preparations to host the 27th session of the United Nations Climate Change Conference, or COP27, that will be held in the Red Sea resort city of Sharm el-Sheikh in November. Egypt is suffering water scarcity, high temperature, erosion and saltwater intrusion into fresh water, the ministry was quoted as saying. The increase in population, unstable water shares from rivers such as the Nile, and climate impacts have led to a shortage of water used for drinking, agricultural and industrial purposes in several countries, he added. The minister also urged all countries to strengthen cooperation on dealing with extreme climate, stressing the need to place the water sector, food and agriculture on the global climate agenda. Egypt is making great efforts in improving water management, which includes rehabilitation canals to better deliver water to farmers, Soueilam said, adding water is a key element in agriculture and food security. The ministry underlined the necessity of expanding water desalination projects, starting less costly and more efficient ways of reusing wastewater. Those were the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with sports news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, You order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update, now for the sports news. Real Madrid came from behind to clinch a 4-1 win over Mallorca in their La Liga match at Bernabeu on Sunday, continuing their unbeaten run in the season. With this victory, Real Madrid has taken the top spot on the table with 15 points and 5 wins in 5 matches. Barcelona is placed at number 2 with 13 points and 4 wins in 5 matches. Vedat Murihi sent the home crowd into silence after netting the ball into the goal in 35 minutes. Denied by Thibaut Courtois during the opening 40 seconds, Vedat headed and unmarked at the back post after 35 minutes to give his side a 1-0 lead. However, Federico Valverde delivered at the halftime to make things even, firing a left-footed shoot from edge of the box. Vinicius Jr. doubled the lead with a 72th minute goal. Antonio Rudiger made it 1-3 in favour of the hosts. After the full-time, Rodrigo capped off a delightful run with a goal, making it 1-4 for Real Madrid. Though the home side missed injured star Karim Benzema in attack during a poor first half, the second half goals made up for his absence big time. Sri Lanka reigns supreme in the DP World Asia Cup final after a 23-run victory over Pakistan. Sri Lanka lost the toss and were put into bat. They got off to a very shaky start, losing their first 5 wickets with just 58 runs on the board. They recovered remarkably well to finish their 20 overs with a score of 170. Pakistan was falling short of the target by 23 runs in a contest that had many ups and downs. The Asian Cricket Council's marquee event, the Men's Asia Cup, is a 6-team tournament that was contested in the T20 format across 2 venues. Dubai International Cricket Stadium hosted 9 games, including the final, while Sharjah Cricket Stadium hosted 4 games from August 27th to September 11th. Sri Lanka won by 23 runs. Their final scores were 170 for 6 in 20 overs. Pakistan stood at 147 in 20 overs. The player of the match was Bhanuka Rajapaksa, 71-45. Pakistan won the toss and elected to field first. Those were all the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.